Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Heroes of the Storm. And today I get to say something that I wasn't sure I'd ever get to say. But now, after going to BlizzCon and getting to experience it firsthand and experience the things that they had on the showroom floor that you could check out before it went live, this is one of those situations. Because today they have added patch, I believe it's 22.0, to Heroes of the Storm, which brings along a new hero to the roster. A hero that was at BlizzCon for me to try out, which I did, so I am already familiar with this character, and I like him. And I'll tell you why. Because this is the first multi-class hero in this game, but I even talked to some of the devs about, you could actually consider doing this with some heroes who are already in the game, because some of them kind of are, and they were like, yeah, it's on the table for the discussions. So basically I got to talk a lot with a particular dev at BlizzCon on the sales floor, the showroom floor, about the different things and aspects and thoughts I had about the game. So I got to actually bring forth all my questions and such to a dev, and he was like, no, trust me, it's amongst our discussions and things that we're working on for the game. So anyway, today we're going to be taking a look at, I'm sure Alliance players know this character very well. It is the High King of the Alliance himself, Varian Rin, who in the beginning of the Legion expansion nobly sacrificed his life to help defend Azeroth against the Burning Legion, who, in his final moments, Gul'dan was taunting him, saying, "You will be known as the king who died for nothing." And he goes, "For the Alliance." And then Gul'dan blows him up. So, even though I'm a Horde player, I gotta respect Varian. My props to Varian. My respect to him. I may not be an Alliance player, but this guy was awesome. Alright, so, Varian, High King of the Alliance. Few would have expected that the gladiator known only as Lagoshe was in truth the missing ruler of Stormwind, Varian Rin. Now the High King of the Alliance, his every action shapes the destiny of Azeroth itself, or at least it did. And now his son, Anduin, is the King of the Alliance. But anyway, I like Varian as a hero in this game, and I'm probably going to do something different to show you guys why. In fact, I may do more than one video on this guy just to show you the different ways. So, as it says, he is a melee multi-class, either a warrior or an assassin, and I'll explain how that works. But first, his skins. Of course, his default look, his basic, battle armor. Here is his color tints. A black version, that looks awesome. And then more like a gold or bronze version, I guess. Here's his master skin. Now, I actually found out, I attended the deep dive panel for heroes at BlizzCon. They explained that when it comes to the master skins, they like to insert certain things that can be kind of considered Easter eggs. So, for example, the helmet he wears in this master skin is actually the helmet that his father wore in the Warcraft movie. So, that's kind of a cool little tidbit Easter egg that they added here. Like, he's wearing the helmet of his father, who, gave his life in the movie. So, I thought that was a really cool thing that they explained. I love this red version of this armor. It looks awesome. And then, this purple one, it's okay. I'm sure if you love purple, you're like, oh, this is so cool. And then here's the alternate skin, and they talked about how they liked to include alternate skins that have some kind of lore to it. And as you can see, the Horde logo is on this sword. That's because, as it said in the bio there, Lagoshe Varian, this is him when he was a gladiator and he had like amnesia and he didn't even know who he was. He just, was a gladiator who just fought in an arena, for the for the Horde's entertainment, I guess. So that's why that looks that way. This was before he was found and they realized, wait, don't you realize who you are? You're Varian, the king of the Alliance. And, that's the point of this skin. So, here's the color tint. That looks kind of cool. This blue, oh man, with the blonde hair. Look at that. So, his abilities. as you can see, all they show at the moment are just these basic abilities, because I'll go over that once we get to the talents. His Q ability is Lion's Fang, which creates a shockwave that travels in a straight line, deals 150 damage, and slows enemies by 30% for 1.5 seconds. It's a pretty good ability. Parry. This is a very defensive tank ability that he's got, which you can, buff. Parry all incoming basic attacks for 1.25 seconds, reducing their damage by 100%. Charge. Charge the target enemy, dealing 50 damage and slowing them by 75% for 1 second, and his trait is Heroic Strike. It's basically a lot like Samuro's trait. Every 18 seconds, Varian's next basic attack deals 140 bonus damage, so it's like a critical strike from Samuro, and basic attacks reduce their cooldown by 2 seconds. So with each basic attack, you can reduce its cooldown, so you can be able to do it faster, and you can amplify that as well. I'm trying to remember who else has something similar to that. Like Artanis. Like how Artanis' basic attacks reduces the shield. So, here's where it gets fun with Varian, is the talent tree. And they said this is where they started when they started creating Varian. So, at level 1, he does have a quest for Lion's Maw, where you can increase the slow to 40% in the duration by 2 seconds. And Overpower, where the parry refreshes the cooldown for Heroic Strike. But here's something cool. High King's Quest. It's 3 quests in 1 talent. Hit 50 heroes with basic attacks, participate in 5 takedowns, gather 20 regen globes. You do all that, completing a quest grants 10 basic attack damage. Completing all 3 quests grants an additional 30 base attack damage. And I thought that was crazy, and it was actually pretty cool. I got to try this out at BlizzCon, and it was pretty effective. It's pretty cool that, they added, many multiple quests here, all in one. At level 4, this is where things start to get fun, where you can choose between having him either be a tank or an assassin. So, Shield Wall, parry now grants Protected, preventing all incoming damage for the duration. So it basically becomes an invulnerable ability, like Medivh. Or Warbringer. Charge now stuns the target for 1 second instead of slowing them, and its cooldown is reduced by 10 seconds. Which means you can have this every 6 seconds, and it can provide a stun rather than just a slow. That is fantastic. If you haven't figured it out by now, he's basically all 3 different warrior classes, or specs in World of Warcraft. At level 7, you can buff parry again with Live by the Sword. Increases the duration of parry by 20%. If you block at least 2 basic attacks with a single parry, its cooldown is reduced by 3 seconds. Second Wind, basic attacks heal Varian for 1% of his maximum health. While below 50% health, they also heal him for 50% of the damage dealt. I'm telling you guys, I tried this out. It's pretty nice once you do a certain build. Victory Rush. Every 60 seconds, Varian's next basic attack will heal him for 400 health. When a nearby enemy minion dies, the cooldown is reduced by 15 seconds. So that's kind of an interesting aspect to it, that when an enemy minion dies, that it actually helps the cooldown. And then level 10, this is where it gets interesting. Taunt. So, and there are passives for all 3 of these. There are 2 heroics and then 1 passive, which you're not really going to need that much of a heroic. Taunt forces the target hero to attack Varian for 1.25 seconds. You literally force an enemy to attack you for that period of time. You increase your maximum health by 50%, and your attack speed is reduced by 25%, which if you're a tank, that kind of makes sense. Colossus Smash. This is for those who like to use two-handed weapons. Smash a target enemy, dealing 160 damage and making them vulnerable for 3 seconds. Your base attack damage is increased by 75%, but your maximum health is reduced by 10%. And then Twin Blades of Fury. This is a very fun one for an assassin. Basic attacks reduce Heroic Strike's cooldown by 9 seconds. By 9 seconds! Think about that for a second. And increase Varian's movement speed by 30% for 2 seconds. Attack speed is increased by 100%. I'm telling you guys, this is amazing. And the base attack damage, yes, it's reduced by 25%, but trust me, with the attack speed, you're not going to have to worry about that because it's amazing. And at 13, this is a cool, interesting talent they added here, where you're going to be able to have an active banner to increase a certain aspect of you and your team, depending on what your team is like. Banner of Stormwind, and this is something kind of cool about these banners. You place it on there, on the field, and it plays the music associated with that town. So you see Stormwind, Ironforge, and Dalaran. You'll hear the music of each town. They explained that at the panel at BlizzCon. The Stormwind banner grants movement speed, and it lasts for 12 seconds, by 25% movement speed. The Ironforge banner grants resistance to nearby allied heroes, reducing the damage taken by 25%. And the banner of Dalaran grants 20% increased ability power. So that would probably be if you have, like spellcasters and mages on your team. So these, that's a pretty interesting aspect, talent pick here. At 16, you're going to have Juggernaut. Charge deals bonus damage to heroes equal to 6% of their maximum health, which if you have it where it's every 6 seconds, that's going to be very nice. Mortal Strike. Heroes hit by Heroic Strike receive 40% reduced healing for 4 seconds. And Shattering Throw. Activate to throw a sword that deals 50 damage to the target and up to 1,400 bonus damage to their shields. Basic attacks deal up to 200% bonus damage to shields. Now, this sounds a little weird. What this is meant for are heroes that have lots of shields. Like, for example, Johanna. If Johanna uses her Indestructible or her, that level 20 passive she has where she gets Indestructible and she gets all those shields, you just throw this, nope, boom, and her shields go away, like, instantly. And plus your basic attacks do a ton more damage to shields. So if you are facing a comp that has lots of shields, like Tassadar, Johanna, other, heroes you can think of that add shields, this destroys that. It's a great counter to heroes like that. So now you have a great counter to someone like Johanna with this pick here. And then at level 20, a lot of ones here. We have Vigilance, which being hit by a hero basic attack reduces the cooldown of taunt by 0.75 seconds. Master at Arms, Colossus Smash affects all enemies near the target, and its cooldown is reduced by 10 seconds. Frenzy, Twin Blades of Fury, increases Varian's attack speed by an additional 15%, which is insane, and basic attacks increases movement speed by an additional 10%. I'm telling you guys, this Twin Blades of Fury build is crazy. He's gonna, I think, be considered more effective at this than Sonya. Glory to the Alliance. Banner now also increases health regeneration and all healing received for nearby allied heroes by 50%, and the cooldown is reduced by 20 seconds. So whatever banner you choose then gets a healing buff, and if you need more healing, that's a good choice there. Demoralizing Shout. Reduce damage of nearby heroes. Activate to demoralize nearby enemy heroes, reducing damage that they deal by 25% for 5 seconds. Woo! So that's obviously a lot of different of talent choices and builds, possible builds there. So I'm going to do something I usually don't do. Let's take a look at some of these in the try mode. Don't worry, I'm going to try and do a couple matches with him. One as a tank and one as an assassin to try and show it in action. Even though you can kind of see it in action in try mode, but, it's a little different. Partly because I just want to show you the animations that you guys get when you're choosing one of those 3 different level 10 talents. Okay, so let me go ahead and put the game audio on. Just a little bit. Alright, so let me set the level 20. Alright, so I've got Arthas there. I can... Who do I want him to beat up on? I'm sure he'd want me to choose someone from the Horde to beat up on. I'm sure some of you Alliance players are going, yeah, choose someone from the Horde! Let's see. Actually, let's go with Sonya. I brought up Sonya. Let's bring up Sonya. Alright. So, Choose that.
Press forward.
Alright, so actually first, what is his taunt?
Come and see why they call me Logos.
Hold on, let me turn up the volume. I think you guys couldn't hear it.
You stand between Stormwind's king and his goal. Unwise.
Alright, now let's see what is his dance. Very nice, very nice. Alright, let me turn that back down. Alright, so when you choose taunt, there's an animation for it where now he gets his shield. Alright.
Choose a talent.
Colossus Smash. He's like, ah, now I have my two-handed sword.
Choose a talent.
And then Twin Blades of Fury. Ah, that's when he separates the swords into two swords. Alright, so let me just go ahead and let me see how these look at when you're at level 20.
A useful talent.
So let's see. A useful talent. So that's him for 877 health. That's a level 20. Deals 351 damage. So that's a level 20. So those don't change. Shattering Throw. 3,000 bonus damage to their shields. Man. Alright, let's reset talents.
Choose a talent.
Here. A useful talent.
A useful talent. Okay, so I guess this is... So look at this build here for parry. See? Protected. Invulnerable, and it has a increased duration.
We forge our own destiny.
There's Sonya.
Good. I was growing bored.
So you can see it's pretty slow with the attack speed, but that's of course to be expected if you're going for a tank build. Anyone who plays a tank warrior in Warcraft knows that that's usually the case here. Of course, Heroic Strike, no point in building that up if you're going to be going with a tank build, because you're going to be attacking very slow. As you can see here when we are attacking the dummy here. Yeah, and obviously not that much damage. Can't really test that out against Sonya.
Choose a talent.
Alright, let's Alright, I want to see how fast this is.
First blood.
Look at how fast he attacks. And look at his movement speed. Now let's see how it looks here. Look at this attack speed. Holy moly. Look at that Heroic Strike cooldown. Now, hold on, actually. Let me toggle cooldowns. Look at that. Look at how much damage he's doing per second. This is the build that I fell in love with at BlizzCon with this guy. Look at this. Look at that. Alright, now hold on a second. Just trying to see whether or not the bonus you get for this quest is worth it. I've seen MF Palitime do this in his videos in try mode, so I realize this is a good way to actually experiment with seeing how these quests are, whether or not they're actually worth getting. I saw him do this with Gul'dan's Fell Flame quest, and I saw that it was absolutely not worth it. It was a complete waste.
March.
26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
I fight for my
Alright, so
kingdom.
let's see how it does against Sonya. Yeah, I don't think it's worth it.
Choose a talent.
I think High King's Quest is so good. Especially if you're able to fulfill it and you're going with the assassin build, increasing your basic attack damage, because then it kind of nullifies this. Also, combine this with this, I'm telling you guys, it's pretty incredible.
I'll make you feel long overdue.
Look at this! I'm sorry, but he is embarrassing Sonya right now.
A killing blow.
Press forward.
Look at how fast it builds up that quest.
For my kingdom.
That was rather entertaining.
And then you got the movement speed, which just makes him like,
One
you know,
by one.
if you find a squishy, forget it. It's over. I mean, you see the health he's got. He's got 4,000 health at level 20. Actually, I'm now at level 21. Set level. There we go.
Choose a talent. Choose
Oh.
a talent.
Alright, forts have been refreshed. So that's kind of... So now you're going, well, how can he do with these builds against merc camps? Like, could he actually solo these? Let's find out. Actually, hold on a second. Let's,
Choose a talent.
because we haven't tested out Colossus Smash. Let's do that. Alright, let's see how it looks. He actually makes a big, like, ah! I'm gonna get you! Whoops.
I fight for my kingdom.
So you can see that it did increase his, you know, base attack damage. Only a 20-second cooldown.
Enemy slain.
Alright,
Choose a talent.
reset
Killing
talents.
spree.
Let our enemies beware.
Alright, so how does this build do against camps? Take a look. You see that regen per basic attack? Considering how fast he's attacking,
Well
now that's a giant camp. How does he do against a knight camp? And of course he's got parry to help him out. Look at that. telling you guys, this build right here, this is going to make him such a tempting pick for if you need a melee assassin. I mean, my gosh, look at this damage per second. Look at this total damage. And that attack speed, to me, is just insane. Absolutely insane.
We This one's mine.
Well done.
With the movement speed, it makes them hard. It makes it hard for them to get away.
Choose a talent.
Actually, hold on. So, just to show you guys a difference.
Choose a talent.
Let's say you went with a tank build.
Let our enemies beware. Good.
Just for comparison. See? Obviously not nearly as much.
I fight for my
Choose a
king.
talent.
This one's mine.
I mean, it's slightly faster. Or more so like the normal speed for damage. And it says it increases his base attack damage, but this just shows you that increasing your damage isn't nearly as big of a deal as increasing your attack speed is. You can see it here. I mean, yeah, the total damage, but look at the damage per second.
Choose a talent.
Compared to...
Most excellent.
I mean, yeah, the damage per second may not, you know, but, you know...
So be it.
So basically, what I'm saying is that, you know, it's a little hard to show in this kind of, you know, setting how the tank build would do. But I will tell you guys, I love the melee assassin, Twin Blades of Fury build. I just think is fantastic. I'm sure he's, you know, if you build it with his, you know, with parry, it becomes a very good tank ability. As well as if you buff taunt, lasts longer,
Let our enemies beware.
resistant. Although I think the banners... Okay, so that affects allied heroes, not necessarily yourself.
Stronger already. No potion.
Killing blow.
Bold.
So,
Your struggle.
you know, that taunt there where it forced her to attack me, I mean, you could see where the versatility and, you know, that he could be strong either way. And that building up parry like this, where you get a protected, where, you know, that's pretty insane. Alright. So I think what I'm going to do here is we're going to take a look at it in action. Take a look at how he does in action when we come back. Stay tuned. Or, I don't know.
Our enemies
I don't know
grow
if
stronger
actually
by the
seeing
minute.
it...
Let us bring the fight to them.
Yes, I understand, Varian. Okay, you know what? Varian wants to fight. So, you know what? We'll do a separate video where when we come back, Varian will be getting into a fight. Stay tuned.